hello, beautiful sisters, and welcome back to the Discover Your Life series. I'm your friend, your sister, your pastor, Heather Baxter, here with HB Ministries, a ministry for you to believe, behold, and become all God's created you to be in whatever season of life. So, welcome back to the 30-day challenge. Today, we are going to be zooming in on drawing a line in the sand. Now, this kind of goes along with our boundary one, which I'll leave the link below for that message. I forgot what day that was, but it was a good one. Now, before we get started, you can see I'm reclining in my big sofa couch in my bedroom because I think God drew a line in the sand for me, and we'll talk about that. But I have a hangnail in this big toe. And let me tell you something, you can't even touch it because it has its own heartbeat. Have you ever had that? Like its own heartbeat. Excruciating pain yesterday. Like the toe had a heartbeat. The toe had a heartbeat. And I had to decorate today, which means it was a good 15-hour job of a big home Christmas decorate. And I'm like, oh my gosh. 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, I am dealing with a heartbeat in my big left toe. And it's a hangnail. And I know for me, I need to have my pedicures very regularly because I'm on my feet a lot and my left toe is prone to getting hangnails. But if I stay on my rhythm and routine, it's not an issue. Well, I have kept pushing it off. And I knew it was due. And when I started feeling a little bit of pain a few days ago, I just didn't bother. I didn't think about it. I just thought, whatever, I've got other things to do. And then the big blowout comes, the big pain, the ache. And y'all, I don't even want anybody to touch this. So I have been Googling, TikToking, Instagramming, and I have seen it all when it comes to the toe world. But here is what I realized. There are times where God will use a circumstance in your life to sit you down. And that is his way of teaching you, of drawing a line in the sand. And I believe that was a little bit of a lesson for me to just to sit still and really look at some things that are going on in my life wheel, specifically in my career and specifically with HB Ministries, and to really get some stuff done and lock in. And so we're going to talk about drawing a line in the sand today. The healing of the toe episode. Well, one thing that I loved about drawing a line in the sand is the verse. Now, this verse you can find in like every store. Well, let's just read the verse together, okay? Today's verse is Joshua 24:15. But if serving the Lord seems undesirable for you, then choose yourself this day whom you will serve, whether the gods your ancestor serves beyond the Euphrates or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you are living. But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. And that is a picture you can find in a lot of places. You can find that artwork for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. It's very, very popular. And really what this means is there's a draw in the line situation on what our family will do and how we will respond on this side of heaven. And really this is something that we should be examining all the time, because when things are going in the wrong direction, we're serving the wrong gods. And there are times where we're so busy in our life where God wants to pull us back because he's saying, listen, you've got some stuff you have to focus on here. And I believe any time that God draws a line in the sand with a sickness or with your health or just any type of circumstance in your life wheel where you are just automatically drawn to sit back, or you're kind of like me on the couch, I always look at, what am I supposed to be doing today, God? Like, there is a reason to this. I've always believed that. And so I was going to make do. Once the pain stopped, I'm like, okay, I'm here. I'm not decorating. That was a big adjustment in my schedule. Where are you drawing the line, Lord? How do you want me to use this time? It's easy to get lazy in those situations, right? Or it's easy to complain in those situations. But use the time to draw the line to level up. So in today's episode, I want to talk to you about how you can draw the line in your sand. Now, Typically, drawing the line in the sand, let's read our little application says, typically it refers to a point of no return or a boundary that should not be crossed. It often implies to a decision or a stance that once taken will lead to significant consequences. It can be used in various contexts, from personal relationships to political situations. This idea reflects a struggle between temptation and commitment. Like, there's your lesson. There's your lesson. Between temptation and commitment to doing what is right, which encourages focusing on the path ahead and not swaying from it. It emphasizes the importance of making wise choices and maintaining integrity. And Joshua was saying here, listen, I'm going to follow this God, the big G, not the little g. And we have a lot of little g's that are going to fight for our attention at all times in our life, every single day. And that's why when we put God as priority, being our rhythm and routine, you're going to see that all of these little G's that a lot of times we're moved by our emotion. We have to be careful of that. We're moved by certain things in our life that want us to just do that and do that. And it's taking away from what we are really supposed to serve that day. See, God has a plan and an agenda for you every single day of your waking hour. And I love that when I stay on top of it with God, I tend to stay on exactly what He wants me to do. So are you feeling ready to draw a line in the sand? Then first of all, you're starting fresh by discovering yourself. Every single day, you've been able to draw a line in the sand about a truth that you have been learning. And thank yourselves for being present in this 30-day series. You are making a decision to follow through on every single lesson that you're learning, and that's drawing a line in the sand. Making a game changer decision is a big deal. It really starts by figuring out what you want and what you do not want. What is not serving you in your life? I always say the first step to drawing a line in the sand is just showing up and saying, I am going to do this. I'm done with it. There's another word for it. It's called flip the list. Flip the list. A vision board is flipping the list. I'm done with what that looked like for 2024. I'm flipping the list. We're flipping the list this 30 days, and we're getting in to some challenging corners, and we're going to flip it. And the best way to do that is writing it down and making it real. Getting in your HB Q4 Dream and Explore journals. Now, I want to remind you that I have the free download over at heatherbaxter.com. If you click at the top in the website, you'll see where you can get the free journal, the free 30-day journal. And also right there on that page is the Dream and Explore download. You can get your last download where you can flip it and start writing your life wheel out, start writing your visions out. I'm giving you free the last quarter and getting you used to of what we're going to launch in 2025. Drawing a line in the sand to me is like making a commitment. I'm drawing a line. I'm making a commitment in my mind and with my emotions, and making a commitment to myself and to God. What is the commitment that God is showing me? A lot of it is showing up in what I'm teaching you in the 30-day Discover Yourself series. Now, I'm kind of liking this sidebar. The light is going in and out where I'm filming, but it kind of gives me this, like, I don't know. It's kind of cool. All right. Yep. It's a little bit of a sidebar day today. I love that you ladies have been showing up and drawing a line in the sand, because that line, first of all, is courage. The line of courage is saying, I'm going to step into this no matter where you're at and what season, and I'm going to have courage to make up some new decisions, to make up some new mindsets. And I'm going to draw a line in the sand because I'm making some things change. We're changing the last 30 days before we enter into 2025. We're drawing some lines now. Why wait, right? Why wait? Of course, my battery decided to die right in the middle of that filming, and I don't want to get up and walk on my foot. So you are seeing me. I am determined to do what God's called me to do. And so I'm drawing a line in the sand. My mind is made up. We will get this video done and we will talk about it. And that is what today's about. I mean, this was real and raw. I'm loving that you guys are here with me and we're able to discuss this. But sometimes when you draw a line in the sand and you write some stuff down in your Dream and Explore video, you show up for yourself, what God's called you to do, and you do that. So what lines in the sand are you drawing? And when you draw these lines, they should be serving the big God. Everything that we're adjusting is to come more in the line of God's will. That's it. So amen to that, right, sisters? Leave me a comment below and let me know if you've ever had to draw a line in the sand or felt like God was drawing a line in the sand and just kind of had you sit down to reevaluate some things, or even kept you home for a day and it really changed a lot of things. You got some things done, you processed some things. Lines in the sand are so helpful because if not, we end up just going. We're kind of on automatic. We need line in the sand moments. And I'm so pleased that we're able to draw some lines before 2025. I love you, sisters. Leave me a comment below. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button and the bell and all of that fun stuff. And also, leave me a comment below if you've ever had one of those heart-beating hangnail situations, because y'all, it's real here. It's real. I love you, sisters. I'll talk to you in the next one on day 20.
You know, I got thinking as I've been pondering draw the line in your sand today. I got all my tools. Yes, just different tools to discover, but I'm not going to mess with it right now until I let it rest today, because I talked to some people that have had it, and I'm just going to soak. So we've got Epsom salt right here, and we are going to soak. And I bought some, let's see.
Are you vlogging yet?
Tea tree oil. Yes, my daughter just said, are you vlogging? Yeah, there's something to learn here. So we're going to use tea tree oil, and we're going to wait a day, and then we'll see what happens. We'll wait a day. Let them rest. But my thought was, sometimes you're going to soak in one of these 30-day challenges, and you're going to soak a while. You may try different tools. You may have to soak a little longer, but use that time to soak. That's your draw your line in the sand time to really soak. Soak it in and see what God is trying to tell you. I still have fall up here in my bathroom, but it's my cozy corner. This is where I sit and think about all my lines in the sand. Yes, we do.
You didn't get